more permissions than you do.
This meeting is being recorded.
I started recording. Morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Today is February 9th, Wednesday. This is the Kubernetes Data Protection Working Group meeting. This meeting will be recorded. We do not have too much to do in today's agenda. We have a couple of CAP updates. I think one is the long-deserved volume model conversion, and this CAP is merged. And the other thing is, I think Ben has pushed the volume populator targeting volume populator to beta. Congrats, Ben. I will go through these two items, and then there's an annual report for the working group. In I think this is a Kubernetes-wise kind of report in a yearly basis, and there's a link over there talking about or specific working group. And then we open the discussion to this larger group if there's any other topics people want to discuss. All right, let's get it started on the CAP updates. The volume model piece. Xin, again, I cannot present my screen. Please help me.
Oh, you want me to open that CAP? Okay, yeah, I can open that.
Yeah, you want to give a little bit background on this?
Right, so we talked about this a few times in this working group previously. So now the CAP is merged. So we're going to go ahead and implement that. So Rona is working on this. Right, so you can take a look of the proposal. Basically, there's a couple of changes, right? So in the volume snapshot content API, we are adding a new field, which is the volume mode from the source volume. So we have that recorded in the volume snapshot content. So this way, when someone is trying to create a volume from the snapshot, then the external provisioner will be checking just to see the new volume mode and this source volume mode on the volume snapshot content to see if they match. If they don't match, we want to check if there's this annotation added on the volume snapshot content that allows volume mode change. So that has to be set to true. Then that will be allowed. If it's set to false, then that's not allowed. So those are the main changes.
And is that implemented as an emission controller or just a failure to provision?
This is going to be, so the change will be in the external provisioner at the provisioning time. It's going to make that check.
Okay, so you'll be able to create the PVC that points at the snapshot, but then it'll just fail in a loop forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. So this is just to bring the awareness if since the
just
using the API, right? So it's this is I think we talked about the reason behind this CAP, right? The motivation is because there is a potential security. Yep. Right. Okay. So.
Cool. Thanks. Great work. Next one would be data populator, volume populator. Ben?
Yeah, so it's not beta yet. Congratulations are premature.
Push into beta.
yeah. So we're back on the CAP or the Kubernetes release is targeting beta. The work is sort of 75% done for the out of tree work. I need to write a very small PR in tree. Xiang has been helpful with the reviews, and so yeah, just got to get it done in the next few weeks. Not too worried about that. I guess since we're talking about it, Xiang, did you see my comments or my response to your comments on the review?
Yeah. Oh no, not yet. Okay, I will take a look at them.
Yeah, I mean it's minor stuff, but I'm trying to review so we can get that one in, and then we can push the release on that.
Okay.
And we'll call that release beta, I believe. And then and there's also work to be done to get like tests enabled in the gate or in the CI, because that's not happening yet.
Okay, so one change you need to is to enable the feature, turn on the feature gate, right? That's one.
The entry change, yeah, is to move the feature gate from alpha to beta. And the reason we didn't do that last time around is because we didn't have metrics in the external controller or in the library. So like I said,
and then it's the ETU test. So we talked about the ETU test. Where are we going to add the ETU test? Are we going to add it out of a tree? Or is that, I think we talked about that last time. I'm not sure what.
Yes. I don't have strong preferences for where the E2E test should go. I do need help with, if we're going to do it in a way that's different than how we've done it for other projects, then yeah, I need an example to follow.
We can work through that. Yeah.
Was it Patrick who had suggested a way to do it?
I can also give you some links, because we actually do that for our driver. We have E2 test in our driver repo. We are using the in-tree E2 test framework. So I can send you a link of that.
And you can make it run as part of the gate?
Oh, that part. So for that, I think we need to set up that in the test info. I think that would be.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's the help I need, because the EDE tests need to be run in the gate, and ideally they also need to run in the Kubernetes gate, so that people can't break this feature from the Kubernetes side.
Well, if you want to run the KK, then that has to be in tree. Then has to be under Kubernetes tests, ETU tests.
For at least some part of it, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
Offline. So I just now remember there is a cap that says beta, when you go beta, it actually does not turn on by default, turn it off, set it off by default. So we need to check that. I'm not sure if that's something that is happening already, then that would be bad, because then that means.
Well, the decision to change it to beta and the decision to turn it on by default are two separate decisions, but I've never seen those decisions made separately. Every time
there is a cap that think it's merged that says that for the new features, something like that. But we can take another look at that. So I wonder if that actually affects this.
I mean, an individual feature could decide to call itself beta and still off by default, but like we don't want that. We're not going to do that. So unless someone like forces us to do that.
I guess that's a question. I'm not sure if that's like not a new requirement now, or is that something just opt in or what? So that maybe we need to find out that.
That seems like a bad idea, because then there's no difference between alpha and beta.
Maybe they see that we do that for CSM migration. I don't know if that's where they got the idea. Probably we should follow up with that one. I just now remember there was a cap like that got merged recently. So then that's bad for this particular feature then, because then the feature gate, even though it's beta, it's not on by default, then you still have to go manually change.
Yes, we need it to be on by default.
Yeah. We can, we'll take a look at that offline and see what, because that have an impact on a lot of features, right? Not just this one.
Cool. We can take these all detailed discussions offline probably.
Yeah.
All right. Could you open the annual report? So those are questions we figure out basically, right?
Yeah, I think we can actually talk about this one a little bit here with everybody, just to we don't have to go in details, but we can just look at this one, right? It just says what the work one group did this year. Well, this actually is for 2021. So we can talk about the white paper. That definitely is something we can, that's merged. Do we want to mention any of the caps that we can maybe mention caps that are merged or something?
Yeah. Not being there's another like second one that's not being tracked in caps. Yeah, so I assume number one should mention all the caps.
Okay, and then so this one may be like some of the discussions that got started, but we didn't really have a cap. Like for example, like the replication, right? So some discussions, something.
The replication, like also
CBT, right? CBT does not. This one does not have a cap here, right? Application.
And also the application level orchestration, right? All this.
All right. What do you call it? Application? Okay, application.
You remember Tom used to give a series, and then another person give a series of discussions over this as well. I think it helped a lot on the white paper.
We have those. Yeah, we have a lot of those in the white paper, basically. It's kind of you want to list this one separately? That's fine. That's fine. But is this the right term? App level orchestration or?
Yeah, so I guess, do we want to include like the open source work going on that isn't part of that's kind of by the companies? So like Bolero, Canister, those kind of things. I'd probably say maybe not here, but.
Right, because this is for like the working group, right? So that if it's something that we are, even there is like a subject, like we are talking, we have been discussing in this working group, but it's not tracked by a cap, we can have it here. Like, for example, like we just give an example, we didn't really discuss that in details, remember, like how to handle operator, right? If you have operator, how do you handle restore, something like that. So something like that, then if it's a topic we discussed here, I think we can actually add it here. So there are other things that we should track. I think we talked about like backup and restore different Kubernetes versions or something. That's some presentation in front of our team. I remember that, maybe something like that. Yeah, we can actually list those. I think maybe like if there is the presentation someone did, we can actually, if it's it has a specific topic, we can actually mention there, right? So like I was thinking this one maybe like Kubernetes. What do you call that? Backup and restore Kubernetes cluster version, or different. I don't know how to say that. Versions are different, something like that. So handle.
This is the early discussions about the CRD versions and Kubernetes cluster versions, etc. Yeah, right. But there's no. Okay.
Something, well, yeah. Please feel free to comment or add to this. Oh, maybe let me see.
You want to share this one first?
Share yes. This one. What else?
Yeah, we can
talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, we got this as starting point, right? And letting people comment on that.
Yeah.
We can go back to the white paper and figure them a lot more.
Like I think we talked about something like how to backup restore like a cloud service or something. So, right?
Oh, yeah, externally managed storage systems, etc.
Externally manage the
services.
Services. Okay. All right.
So I don't think, hey, this is Dave. I don't think we've been doing too much in this working group. We probably should be working with the CAPI team on backup and restore of CAPI clusters.
Huh? Oh, the cluster API, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's maybe like future. So let's see. I think there was a section for future. There was something that we can. This does not have a future. That's pretty strange. Maybe we can add a section. I don't see. Is there any, yeah, it's only talking about like what current initiatives, but then what about future initiatives? Project health. Okay, roadmap. So I think this definitely is a yes. And then roadmap, well, we have a lot of things that are not done yet, right? So all the things we listed as missing, all the missing blocks. We can add some. We can add details here. Yeah, it's weird that they don't have some. We can add a section maybe like future.
This is a look. Yeah, huh? This is a look back.
Right. This is a report. Okay.
Yes.
So maybe we can just add that in our own agenda doc, like some of the future topics we can add, like maybe here we could.
Right.
So like here, right? Future topics, for example.
Yes.
So maybe you're saying, so Dave, you're saying like what CAPI integration, something like that.
Yeah, backup and restore of the management clusters. It was kind of a hot topic.
Okay. Management clusters.
Yeah, we had some issues on restore.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So, are there anything? Well, so if we can't remember anything right now, feel free to take a look later and add items here. And then project house.
Yeah, this is basically, do we need to, yeah.
Yeah, so basically just look at what we have done, right? And so that's the report of last year. So yeah, so this one basically, we can list like all the things that we added as the missing building block that's not complete yet, like the content notifier, right? The QoS hooks, all of those work that are not complete yet, right? Like CBT, a lot of things.
I think we should take this. This is not due like recently, right?
I'm sorry?
This is not due like in a month or so, right?
I think we probably should get this complete this month. So it's okay. I can definitely add more details offline, and then others, if you think about something, you can add to here. Let's see, does it have a contributor? Yeah, this is a yes. Yeah, we don't have to complete. I'm not saying we have to complete it here. I'm just saying since everyone is here, we can start this one, but we don't have to have this part. We can finish later, right? Oh, there is one thing I was trying to understand what this one means. Okay, so do we have any end users? We don't, I think. Do we? Any people here? End users? I think we only have vendors, backup storage vendors, cloud providers.
It depends on what feature, right? I believe William snapshot is.
So it says, are there any contributors in this working group? Basically, who are contributing in this working group? I guess that's what this means. It's not like, is there anyone using the feature that we, like snapshot? Of course, there are users. I think this is more about this particular working group. Are there any users that I don't think we have any end users.
Yeah, I think this is asking for what would we ask the group, people who are currently in the group, to do that they're not doing.
Right.
Which I think we're good. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to add some other to actually add end users and maybe some app developers, but I don't think that's what this is asking.
It is just basically asking that they're not here. So, but I think is a CERN is that an end user? Is that considered end user? CERN.
Probably, but are we going to ask them to do more?
Oh no, I'm saying I think there was some participation from someone.
Yeah.
Working in CERN. That's why I was. I just check. I can check that.
Yeah, Xin, this question is not about that, right?
Not about that. Is there ways end user can contribute that they currently are not? Okay. So yeah, how do we answer this one? Any end users can come and if their end user can come here, they can give us some feedback. Well, actually, you know what? There is actually an end user, I believe. There is someone who, I think that's actually when we, like this particular topic is probably from an end user. Remember that we got that question from the KubeCon session. I think they are a user, I believe. Okay.
I don't really think you can say that developers are not also users, because all of us are using Kubernetes pretty heavily, or maybe some more than others. But
right, but this one is basically asking end user companies. So this is more like I think most.
But companies can be both, right? There are companies can be both. Lots of companies.
Yeah, but that's not how. I don't think that's how, because if you look at CNCF, whenever you submit a session or questions, right? So if none of us answer we are end user company, then that's not. It's different. So like is
the question like, is your core business dependent on running Kubernetes or something?
Yeah.
Like,
if your company
really a business question.
I think I think there's a definition there. If you go read that, basically, we are not. We're not end users. Your company has to be in that end user group. Then, yes. Like Apple is an end user.
We can find some examples from past year and to see what exactly people answer this question. I think that there's ambiguity there.
Right. So I think that this is just example. Just for my reference, I think someone requested this. The end user. So I think it's asking what they can do more. So we can say we want them to, they can participate more and they can bring up their request, like what this user did, which is good, right? So,
right. I guess us two can take a step on this one, right? So before next meeting, we can finish the skeleton of this whole doc, right, and share with this community here, just in case we missed anything or there's anything that people wants to bring up, etc. And then, right, so otherwise it's not the best use of this group's time.
But I think it's suggested by the what is that?
The SIG
the steering committee is actually, it's kind of saying, well, it's just suggesting, not saying you have to, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay that for you actually work on this in the group meeting. Of course, it's not required. It's a suggestion.
Yeah, we will.
That's why,
It's just that we don't have quite, people don't have the context yet. That's what I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fine. So, okay, so I think then we can maybe work on this offline. So this one was space. Well, anyway, I'm not quite understanding this last question. Okay, we can. So Xiangqian and I, we can work through this. But this doc is so
and everybody got
anyone can take a look and
exactly. Everybody got the edit link. Everybody just please feel free to edit this doc, and then we can maybe spend another 10 minutes in the next session to go through this before we publish. Right? That's much easier way.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, that's the last item. So I'm gonna stop recording in case anybody have any secrets to discuss.